what they're seeing right now across the software development lifecycle is an acceleration around the delivery of value. So if we take what's happening across the lifecycle, we take the code that's being produced, tested, validated, aligned. What they're seeing is an increased throughput in that value. But what we're also seeing is a lot of potential drawbacks of that value, with technical debt being introduced within that value. So what we're also seeing is our clients asking for ways to mitigate, ways to add guardrails and to validate what's being produced. Right now, there's definitely a feeling that software is being commoditized. What we're seeing on the ground and what we're seeing evolve is the early stages of a Cambrian explosion of needs. So as it's becoming easier to produce value, easier to produce code and validated and aligned code, we're seeing requests coming in, we're seeing needs growing, and that means an explosion of needs from our perspective that is coming our way. So then the question is, if we're getting an explosion of needs coming into the SDLC, how do we react to it? How do we introduce new value that is still aligned with what clients are expecting? How fast can we produce it? And how do we make sure that what is being produced is ultimately going to be consumed by the end consumer? So at the core of what we've been doing for the past 3 years, since we've all heard the news about ChatGPT in late 22 and early 23, what we've been focusing on is responsible use of AI. And that came from our long decades worth of experience around more legacy AI models. So the idea is to embed the human in the loop or human on the loop, ensuring that we have the right guardrails in place to ensure that the value that's being produced and the context that's being fed into these solutions is, again, aligned with what is being expected. So we're working across the entire SDLC to make sure that we introduce this concept of responsible use of AI, and that's at every stage of the way, from the inception of the idea all the way to the validation and production and scaling. And that's something that's at the core of what we do.